You know, the Indiana Pacers are just like Terminator. They just keep coming at you, Brody. They don't stop. And they stick to the game plan. They stick to the script. Doesn't matter what the situation is, what the score is. They trust the game plan and they stick to it. They trust the process. I'm not throwing shade at Joel Embiid. I'm just saying they trust the process. And their process right now is working. You know, it doesn't really matter that they had a fairly, I guess you call it mid-season, okay? They've showed up when it matters most. Just like Tyrese Halliburton. You've had how many people, we didn't do enough in the first two games. He was this, he was that. Well, he showed up when it mattered the most. For all the blustering that people are throwing at him, and then he showed up last night. No nonsense, straight to it. And they were down a couple times big in that ball game. Don't forget that. It's not that OKC has especially played bad basketball. Sure, they've had, the turnover problems, but it seems like everybody has that against Indiana. I mean, that's almost a foregone conclusion. Obviously, it's something that if you want to beat the Pacers, you're going to have to work on. But we're not talking about something that's out of the ordinary here. And we're not talking about bad basketball from Oklahoma City, who defensively have played pretty good. There were shots, like what was it, Halliburton, I think in the first or second quarter, hit one, Brody right in his face after a pump fake. And I just thought, I would be embarrassed if that was me. And then I thought, maybe not, because that was just a really good play. I don't even think Halliburton left his feet for that tray. I'm just saying they played excellent basketball, and there's really just not a whole hell of a lot you could do about it, okay? There's really not much you could really do about it. They are going to have to figure something out. Oklahoma City is going to have to come out and do something completely different. They're going to have to scrap some things that they normally do, and they're going to have to say, look, we've got to switch this thing up because whatever we're doing right now, man, they're ready for it. And even if they're not ready for it, they have a game plan that is just better than ours, and that is we are going to trust our guys on the outside. And no matter what we do, we can't seem to stop them. I mean, if I have to, I'm going to a collegiate style of like 2-3 zone. I'm running a 1-3-1 box. I mean, I'm doing something. I'm running 2-1-2 high traps. I'm doing something. I'm defensively, I am making it, I'm running full court press. I will make it a nightmare for them to get the ball just even the half court. I want them to feel the pressure of every single possession. No holds barred. I'm going after them. Defensively, that's where I'm going to probably make most of my changes. I don't want them to get the ball half court. I want to put pressure on everything. I'm going to make you have a hard time inbounding the ball. I'm going to frustrate you. I'm going to wear you down physically. And then we'll see where your game plan is for running the ball up and down the court on me. Now, obviously, a big part of that is Oklahoma City is going to have to limit the turnovers. But simultaneously, if I know I can't do that because they're going to put all that pressure on me, I'm going to play the game even harder. And then when they now, because what they're going to do is they're going to buckle down and they're going to adjust defensively too. And they're probably going to start playing the same game. But I'm going to have offensive possessions in mind that specifically I'm going to use these inbound plays for. And I want to do it right around this time frame, or I want to do it right around this margin, whatever it is. I'm down, I'm up, whatever the case may be. I mean, I'm going to have it specifically implemented in there. I'm going to do whatever I can to make it look like it's, I'm just going to go ahead and use this play. But I'm going to do something. I think for me, that's the thing that you have to do. You got to adjust it. Because look, we're all watching this, and everybody's saying how great it is or complaining about Oklahoma City, one of the two, right? How many are actually coming up with a solution? It may not be the best solution, but it's one that I think is somewhat viable. I think for me, the idea is to just pound them emotionally and tire them out. They just get tired of, geez, man, this is every single possession. And I don't go with it for like a couple of possessions, a quarter, a half. I don't wait to see what the score is at the end of the third. I'm going to keep doing it no matter what. I mean, you could switch it up to where it's every 2 possessions or every third possession, but I'm doing it in a way that you're going to get frustrated. Me personally, I would do it every single possession. Full court press, 2-1-2 high traps. I don't want them to even get the ball past court or past half court. I want them to have violations. I want them to have turnovers. I want them to get frustrated. I want them mentally to be beat down. That's what I would do. I'm just saying. All right, real quick here. The Knicks, they've been denied by the T-Wolves and by the Mavericks from talking to their head coaches. Who can blame them? I mean, legitimately, who can blame them? Number one, that makes those organizations believe in their staffing decisions. Because obviously the T-Wolves, they've also been in the conference finals, right? So the Mavericks, it's kind of yet to be seen, right? But regardless, they're going to look at that and they're going to go, man, we're secure. We made the right choice. If that's who these guys want to talk to, we made the right decision. Then the other thing that's going on is, Brody, you really think we're going to let you talk to our coaches, hire our coaches, and then win a championship with our coaches? Especially Jason Kidd, given the history with the Mavericks? Come on. That's just, the Knicks are being so foolish right now. It's not even funny how foolish they are being. And what's really going on an even deeper level, from the moment that you fired Thibs, right, which I don't necessarily have a problem with, but here's the thing. The moment that you decide to make that decision, risk reward, right, that's the world that we live in forever and a day, you make that choice, now you've got a problem in the locker room. Because you've got players that are like, yeah, I'm good with that. And then you got other players like, dude, no, I'm not. Then you're being denied these other coaching calls. Now you've got dissension in the ranks and potentially a locker room divided about coaching decisions and what's next. Starting to get anxiety about, man, we're going to be running out of options here pretty soon. You don't need that. You don't want that. And what you're doing now is regressing. You're nearly starting from square one all over again. It's almost the drawing board at this point for the Knicks. And you're finding out very quickly that the grass is, in fact, not always greener on the other side. Now, I understand the argument of Thibs got you to the Eastern Conference. He made your team relevant, yada, yada, yada. It was just your superstar player and Jalen Brunson that couldn't get it done. I'm not going to say no to that, all right? But I'm also going to say Thibs really shouldn't have played him. You're up by 17. Your bench with Karl Anthony Towns is doing a great job. So you've got, 3 or 4 guys that normally don't start. Cash, your normal starter. They're doing great. They're up by 17. Why do you need Brunson in there? And I understand he's got to get his money or whatever the case is, but, man, I'm trying to win championships. Brunson's coming in and he's getting into foul trouble. He's sloppy at the end of games. I mean, he is really costing you a lot of points and possessions. So I get where fans are coming from. Simultaneously, Thibs is making poor coaching decisions. And he's been doing it all season long. And to be honest with you, and I've said this before, the Knicks, on all their comebacks this season, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this is how the team should look on a regular basis. Why are they waiting till they're down by 20 to start playing the way that they could have been playing the entire game? That's a coaching thing. Because then that means they're not motivated until they have to be, which is not necessarily on Thibs for the win at that point. That's just the players going, oh, we're running out of time, man. We got to do something. I still don't think the Anthony Towns and Randall trade is going to work out. I just don't. I don't think it's a good fit. I don't think they mesh well. Cat had a couple of good quarters in the playoffs, but he wasn't consistent enough for me either. So while people are blaming Brunson 100%, you got to look at the whole thing here. You got to look at the coaching, got to look at Cat, you got to look at some of the plays that Brunson was making, the foul trouble he got into. You have to look at everything to me. And at that point, I don't know that you just go, what are we doing? Throw your hands up, start all over again, find another coach. Maybe they were tipped off that they were going to be able to talk to these coaches, but man, whatever information they got was bad information. I'm telling you right now, they may have fumbled the coaching bag. I think you get to the Eastern Conference Finals, I think you give it at least one more season. Then if it doesn't work out, then I think you move on. But even then, I still don't have a problem with it. And you're not going to, what are you going to do right now? You really going to get rid of Jalen Brunson and keep Thibs? No, that's legitimately the last thing that was going to happen. Now, here's the thing. With a new coach, Brunson just brought himself at least one more season. After that, it's a 50-50 shot. Just saying. All right, everybody, I am Drew Duncan. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan Radio. I'm wherever you're listening to podcasts. Tell your device to play the Drew Duncan Sports Show. Everybody stay safe, take care of yourselves, and have a wonderful rest of your night and or day.